Hello everybody, we are back at it with the gas power wheel build. In this episode we are working on the cage. That's what you're seeing me doing right now. I'm starting to bend up a hoop. We're going to see how this goes. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. It's a very tight, confined project. It's a very small power wheel, so we'll see how I do on this. Follow along. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get to the episode. Alright, so I have a plan for this roll cage thing. It's going to be more than just a roll bar, but I got Bendtech, so I put all my parameters into Bendtech, and it spits me out some bending instructions. Probably hard to see, but you know, as long as I follow this, it should turn out right. We're going to find out, so let's give it a shot. Alright, well, I've already ran into an issue. Right here. So I've already ran into an issue. I bent that first bend, and then when I went to clamp the second bend where it said to clamp it, I can't put the clamp there because it's in the bend. So I don't know if I clamped it first in the wrong spot. I gotta figure this out, see if I can salvage this and make it work. The other bend is super simple. It's two bends, just making a hoop, and then like the front bar will be super simple. But I thought I'd be slick and try to make this in one bend, you know, so, or two, well, one piece, so 4 bends. So going this way, coming this way, and then going down and hitting the floor. We'll see if that works out. If not, we'll cut it up and we'll just make the hoop, and then we'll put it together and we'll sleeve it. That might be the way to go anyway, so we'll see. I'll get back with you. All right, we're still ticking away at this project. I did bend up a couple of hoops. So like this right here will be the hoop for, this will be like the main hoop, and it'll sit back here actually. But anyway, so we did bend up a couple of hoops and some stuff that we had in the shop with the material that we had in the shop. So those 3 pieces are what we got. So I was trying to build this rear hoop that's going to hold up the bed, and where the cage, the main hoop, is going to attach to in one piece. It was going to come up here, bend this way, do the hoop, and come back down this way. But what we're having to do is basically just build it in 3 pieces. So we got our hoop right here, and then we'll have our 2 90s once we actually get our tubing. That's the problem right now. I don't have the tubing, so we're just going to keep on trucking with what we can get done. I've designed in Fusion 360 some mounts to mount the cage actually to this floorboard, or whatever you want to call it, this frame structure. So I'm working on cutting those out right now. I'll show you guys that when we get that all set up and get that ripping all that stuff out. And then after that, we can start working, I think, on mounting wheels and mounting tires, and actually busting these wheels apart. And we got to strip some paint off of some of them and get them repainted, get the new tires on here. So we're just working on what we can until our tubing arrives, which is supposed to be tomorrow, but it was also supposed to be yesterday, and it was supposed to be today. So let's hope that it is tomorrow, and yeah, let's get those parts cut out for the cage mounts. So that's it. This is basically the parts for where the cage is going to mount. There's enough room on each of these. So this is a top one, and this is a bottom one.
It's kind of weird because there's a piece of tubing in the way, so one of the bolts is going to go through the tubing, and then this is just picking up the slack, basically. It's going to hang out right there, and then the piece of tubing goes along. I guess I could put this on the top. So basically it goes like that. So this will weld to the tubing underneath. The piece of tubing is right there, and then this bolt hole will come through the tubing. This one here, so this is the underside. This goes through the whole thing, and then this guy is going to be on the top, and the piece of tubing is going to weld to here. So that's the idea. I'm going to clean all these up, and then we'll get on to the next project, which is going to be the wheels and tires. Alright, let me shut this off. So here's the idea. So you saw that I welded this plate to the bottom, right there. This is where our cage is going to attach. It's going to attach to this plate right there. So obviously I gotta flatten that down, but so the cage is going to bolt to here, and then same thing back here. We've got these little plates right here. They're going to go in this corner, and then there's this little tiny gusset that goes underneath, welds to the frame there. So that's what I'm working on, getting all these gussets in place, because I want this cage to be able to bolt, unbolt, just because of the body. You know, I'd have to cut the body up a whole bunch in order to get the body to go on and off with this cage. So this is my plan. Cage is going to bolt to here. It's going to come up, come around the back. It's going to have a hoop here. It's going to have bars that come down to these front parts here, and that'll be our cage. So I'm going to keep going on this. That's just one. I got to grind that off and maybe put a gusset on there or something, or maybe not. Should be enough. Yeah, it just made this whole thing a lot stronger. So I'm going to get these knocked out. All right, so we have our mounts here. There's our 4 mounts for our cage. And now it's time to get the body back on and start putting this cage together. Alright, so this is Russell here, and we are working on the cage for the power wheel, and basically what we're doing is we're sleeving these spots where it's going to come together and it's going to make this 90. So he just drilled these holes in here so we can put our sleeves in and tack weld them, and then we'll put this piece on and we'll fit it in the power wheel, and then we'll go from there. Moving at all? No. Woo! Okay. okay, this might be a problem. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. I think that we can just go ahead and weld that up.
Yeah, put a couple tacks around it.
Tacks, yep. So it doesn't move. I think we can take this off. Yeah. For now. All right, good morning everybody. I'm back at it again today. I'm hoping to put in most of a full day. It's already kind of late because, you know, schedules and things like that, but I'm out here now, and we didn't get terribly far yesterday, but we got this back hoop in, which was extremely tedious. You know, it took a lot of fitment, taking things off and on, and messing with things a lot to get this hoop to fit in here perfectly. But let me grab you and show you what we got. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. The hoop goes through here, it goes down, and it comes down and contacts these floor plates right here. I finish welded those, and we bolted this thing back in, and then we have two nut certs in the tube right now that hold the body on. And the body is really solid, and that's all it's holding it on right now, and, you know, in gravity obviously. So we're going to end up with a couple more body mounts somewhere in here, but that's really good, and that's going to be kind of bolted through the seat. We have those, so we have these big washers on here right now because this is a spot where we cut out a couple of pieces, round pieces. I don't know what those were for, if they had a purpose at all, but so we had to cut those out, and then we were left with these two holes here, and then these two holes are where our actual cage is going to come in. But you can see, you know, once we get rid of those washers, it's going to bolt through right here on the seat, which turned out really nice. So the next step is to get this main hoop fitted. So basically I need to get the notcher out, and I need to notch our hoop. We already have the hoop bent, it's right here. So that's our main hoop. It's going to fit in there with a little bit of squeezing. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to, so we're going to notch it, and then we'll get it down on there. You might have to clearance the plastic a little bit more, because, you know, this tube obviously is riding on the outside. Well, I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, it's kind of riding on the outside. So I might have to come in and clearance this just a little bit more to make it fit better. And then we'll get that tube notched and put it on there, and then we'll start building the rest of the cage off of there. All right, I just notched this. I forgot to press the play button on the dang camera, so here we are. I'm cleaning it up, and we're gonna get it installed. All right, so I'm not liking the way that this is coming out. I knew this was going to be a problem because the bends are so close. I mean, realistically, if I had a smaller diameter die and the bend was a lot tighter, this would work out better. But because this bend is like this and the way the tube is going to have to land on here, it's getting really close to the steering wheel. I don't like it. So my other option, the other idea that I had was basically to make another hoop like this, and I don't know if I'm going to like the look as much as if I were to build it this way, have two bars here and then a windshield bar, but I think it's going to be necessary to make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to scrap this piece, which sucks. I mean, maybe we'll use it somewhere else. I mean, we will eventually use it somewhere else. We got a couple of good bends on here, a 65 and a 25. And I think I'm going to bend up another hoop like this, and then we're going to have to put a kick in it probably. Or maybe it'll just go, or maybe it'll work out if it just goes straight down. We'll see. I'm going to have to we're just going to have to do it and see what works. We're going to figure it out. You know, it's trial and error. It's really weird to build something this small, so maybe we'll end up going back to this, but we're going to waste some more tubing and go ahead and bend up another one of these. These are seatbelt brackets. These are where the seatbelt's going to bolt to. so now we have a mount for the seat belt on both sides, and we did the seat. We did the seat as well, so it's got the spots for the seat belt to slide through. And then on the back here, the seat belts are just going to wrap around. And that's it. That's it for a seat belt. So, all right. So I guess the next step is to just go ahead and pull this cage back off of here and this body back off here and get all of our joints fully welded and see what it takes basically to how this is going to come off even. So hopefully it comes off easy. Shouldn't be. Should come right off once you unbolt it. So let's give it a shot, see what happens. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. The next time you see this, we're going to be putting it all back together, having my son take it out for a test ride. Hopefully we get all the kinks ironed out so he can just ride this thing without having any problems. It's coming along great. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash that like button for me. Drop a comment below. That would really help out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.